The world's oceans are no longer calm. The United States and China are both preparing for something far more serious than rivalry. They're preparing for war. And now, China's Navy has just unveiled a weapon that could rewrite the rules of sea power. The awakening of a giant. The early morning haze of the Yellow Sea hides a secret. It's 4:17 a.m. The horizon is pale and silent, a seamless blur of gray where the sky melts into water. The sea is still, cold, and deceptively peaceful, until the quiet breaks. At first, there's only a low, distant rumble. Then a thunderous roar shakes the mist. Out of the fog emerges a massive silhouette, a steel colossus cutting through the waves with unstoppable momentum. Its engines snarl with raw power, carving white scars across the dark surface. Antennas twist, radar masts sweep the skies, and deep within its armored hull, the ship's combat information center glows like a brain alive with thought. Voices echo through headsets, fingers race across glowing consoles. The air feels charged, electric. Something is about to happen. Then, the silence shatters completely. Hydraulic hatches slam open along the ship's spine. The vertical launch system awakens, and within seconds, fire erupts skyward. One after another, missiles streak into the heavens, dozens of them, screaming toward the horizon like arrows from a mythical archer's bow. But these arrows leave trails of flame and thunder. The dawn ignites with fire. The sea trembles under the shockwaves. Miles away, fishermen pause, gazing upward in disbelief as the morning sky becomes a storm of light and sound. It doesn't look like an exercise anymore. It feels like the beginning of war. But it isn't, not yet. What they're witnessing is the sea trial of China's newest maritime titan, the Type 055 Renhai-class destroyer, a ship so large, so advanced, and so heavily armed that it blurs the very line between destroyer and cruiser. The warship that redefined power. For decades, destroyers were an American game. The U.S. Navy's Arleigh Burke class vessels ruled the oceans, unmatched in radar reach, missile capacity, and technological sophistication. Other nations tried to compete, but none could truly challenge America's dominance. Until now. At 13,000 tons, the Type 055 dwarfs even Japan's Atago-class ships and Russia's aging Slava-class cruisers. Officially, it's called a destroyer, but in practice, it's a floating fortress of steel, sensors, and missiles, one that commands respect from every navy in the world. And Beijing isn't building one or two of them. The 10th hull is already undergoing trials, with more in production. Imagine 10 of these titans sailing in formation, each one armed to the teeth with 112 vertical launch cells capable of firing surface-to-air, anti-ship, and land attack cruise missiles, even hypersonic-ready weapons. The U.S. once believed its carrier strike groups were untouchable. That assumption might have just died at sea. Deception and dominance. The Type 055 isn't just a warship, it's a strategy in motion. Its stealthy design minimizes radar reflections. From above, it looks smaller than it truly is, deceiving satellites and aircraft. On radar screens, it blends in with smaller vessels, a wolf disguised among the pack. But once you look deeper, the story changes. Inside, it houses a dual-band radar system, combining an X-band ASA with a powerful S-band array, giving it the eyes of a hawk. It can detect and track stealth aircraft like the F-35 at long range and coordinate the defense of an entire fleet. In naval drills, a single Type 055 has already directed dozens of simultaneous missile intercepts, linking seamlessly with fighters, frigates, and other destroyers. It doesn't just fight, it commands. It's a command center at sea. The battle simulation. Picture this. The Chinese supercarrier Fujian sails at the heart of a strike group. Beside it, a Type 055 stands guard, silent, vigilant, lethal. At T-minus 10 minutes to contact, the ship's electronic warfare systems awaken, sweeping the spectrum clean. Enemy radars are jammed. Data links are flooded with false information. Phantom fleets appear on hostile screens. 3 minutes before engagement, hostile aircraft inbound 300 kilometers away. Orders flow like clockwork. Crews move in perfect coordination. 30 seconds later, the destroyer's missile hatches slam open. Guidance systems lock on. The deck trembles with energy. Then, fire. DF-21D long-range anti-ship missiles streak into the sky, not from land, but from the Type 055 itself. Moments later, YJ-18 supersonic cruise missiles rip across the water's surface at Mach 3, too fast for any ship to intercept. American pilots scramble, but their sensors are blind, their radars jammed. The Type 055 shifts to defense mode. HHQ-9B surface-to-air missiles arc high into the clouds, taking down enemy aircraft before they can even fire. In minutes, the ocean becomes a graveyard of twisted metal. And then, the real trap is sprung. 2 more Renhai-class destroyers, hidden until now, reveal their positions. Together, they launch a saturation strike, dozens of missiles at once, overwhelming even America's vaunted Aegis defenses. Explosions light up the horizon. Flames consume enemy hulls. In that moment, one truth becomes undeniable. The age of U.S. naval invincibility is over. The rise of a new sea power. When the smoke clears, the message is clear. The Type 055 has redrawn the map of naval warfare. It blinds enemy sensors, overwhelms defenses, and shields China's carriers as they strike at will, by sea or by air. But its greatest impact isn't just tactical, it's strategic. With 10 of these leviathans already sailing, China can project power across the Indo-Pacific like never before. The Renhai-class can patrol the East China Sea, dominate the South China Sea, or escort carrier groups deep into the Indian Ocean. Each one extends Beijing's reach hundreds of miles further. Each one forces the U.S. Navy and its allies to pause, to hesitate, to think twice before they act. The balance of naval power in Asia isn't shifting slowly, it's tilting in giant leaps. Because while the Type 055 may be called a destroyer, it's much more than that. It's a fleet multiplier, a force of deterrence, and perhaps the beginning of a new era in naval warfare. Conclusion. This is not just another ship. It's a statement, one that echoes across the world's oceans. China is no longer just a naval power. It's a naval superpower. And as the Type 055 sails alongside China's next-generation carriers and stealth bombers, the future of sea warfare is being rewritten before our eyes. This is Race to Space, where we uncover the hidden technologies and strategies shaping the wars of tomorrow. Next time, we'll take you even higher, into the skies, to explore how China's stealth bombers might one day merge with the Type 055's missile shield to form a two-domain strike force unlike anything the world has ever seen.